the end of the month and you know what time it is. It's time for my monthly What's Trending in Luxury Fashion, where I go through fashion news, new collabs, things that you need to know to keep your finger on the pulse. As usual, links to specific items or collections, whatever, will be below or in the shopping prompt on the screen, kicking it off with fashion news. As we know, Men's Spring/Summer 2024 Fashion Week is currently going on, and the most highly anticipated show was Pharrell's debut for Louis Vuitton. Now, it was a production, it was entertainment, it was all of the things. I have done a dedicated video about what I thought of the collection, pieces I loved, all of that. I will have that linked below, shameless plug. But a large part of the collection were the bags, okay? And this is, you know, Louis Vuitton's moneymaker. So it was interesting to see the bags that were a part of this collection, and the ones that really were the most popular, the ones that everybody was talking about, were the monogram speedies in the primary colours. I have some little tidbits of information since that video, so I wanted to sort of talk a little bit about pricing and two very special bags from this collection. The Damier speedies are still, as far as I'm aware, in coated canvas, and those prices, from what I've seen, this is not confirmed, you know, let's put allegedly at the end of every sentence I'm about to say, are around, I think the Speedy 25 starts from 2,500 euros. I only have euro information. However, the monogram speedies are all made out of leather. That's why they slouch a lot more than the Damier ones, and the price point is, it's really up there. I think a Speedy 25 is starting at 7,500 euros. So say goodbye to that dream if that was something that you were interested in. Those are really like collectibles, you know, for, or, you know, if you want to spend 7,500 euros on a Speedy. But the other sort of like little bag collection that I don't think is too crazily priced is the rose gold metallic vernis leather collection. Those are around, I think, like 3,800. You know, it's not 7.5, it's not 2.5 either. So that's what we're dealing with. But two Speedies in particular are even more expensive than the ones I've talked about. The orange colour, I believe, is only going to be available in a 40 or 45, I believe. And that is only going to be available to be bought by people who have bought a Louis Vuitton trunk. I am going to go through this in the next sort of like little news tidbit section because it's all going to link together. But that is 9,000 euros, and it's basically a special edition for people within this very select inner circle of Louis Vuitton clients. And then you've got the Millionaire Speedy. As the name suggests, this is a yellow Speedy that is 1 million euros. Yes, okay, why is it that much? It is entirely made out of crocodile. The little Louis Vuitton lock on it is encrusted in diamonds. All of the hardware is solid gold. You get a special trunk if you buy it, all of that. I mean, a Himalayan Birkin, which is all of those things, and the diamond encrusted hardware and all of that, is what, 250,000? Pretty, you know, it's going to be made to order, and yes, some crazy person that has more money than sense will buy it, but that was interesting to know. The next two pieces of news are Louis Vuitton as well, so stick with me. Okay, Louis Vuitton have released a collection of NFTs. So they announced their treasure trunks. These are physical trunks. They will also have an NFT attached, a digital piece of art. There's only going to be like a certain amount of them, I think like 200 or something like that, and they will be available for 39,000 euros each. Now, by buying this trunk, you will have, and the NFT that comes with it, whatever, you will have access to future products. For example, that orange monogram Speedy that I'm talking about, that will only be available to owners of the trunk, the NFT, also like specific experiences and access to the community so that, you know, you can hang out with all your other Louis Vuitton NFT friends. And also Louis Vuitton is holding an auction with Sotheby's for their Arty Capucines. So these are Capucine bags. Each one is done by a different artist. Now, we see this, we know that they do this sort of like on an annual basis for the past how many years, right? But for this auction, there are 22. Each bag is also signed by the artist and comes in/with a Louis Vuitton monogram boîte chapeau box. The auction will be held between the 28th of June to the 12th of July, and the proceeds of each bag will go to that artist's chosen charity or NGO. As you know, I'm a big proponent of TBE, tiny bag energy, okay? It lives in the core of my being. Mischief. The company they're essentially just like a very smart marketing company that make products that go viral. And for an up-and-coming Just Friends auction, that's what the auction is called, the Mischief lot is a microscopic handbag in neon green that is, it's basically like a tiny, minuscule replica of the Louis Vuitton On The Go bag. Fun fact, they did not get sign-off from Louis Vuitton to do that. If you still don't understand how small this bag is, it is about the size of a grain of sand. It can pass through the eye of a needle. I think it's like, its estimate is 15 to 25,000. You will be overjoyed to know that this sold for $63,750. That is TBE to a different level that I even comprehended. I was like, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. Oh my gosh, what a fun little silly bag. This one, I'm like, it's not even visible to the human eye. I mean, it is, but you know what I mean? Like, I would, no. Okay, we've got a lawsuit. Luigi Villaseñor, who is the designer behind the brand Rude and also ex-creative director of Bally, right? He was there for like 18 months or so. He is being sued, okay, and is being accused of financial misconduct by a business partner. So apparently, I actually wanted to read this word for word because I loved the words used. He has allegedly been pilfering the Rude company's coffers to support a lavish lifestyle. A lifestyle that includes over-the-top holidays, private jet rentals, a watch collection that totals around $100,000. That lawsuit also claims that his tax returns don't match public statements and is seeking $10 million in damages and the removal of Luigi from his position at Rude. Interesting, is this possibly why he's not creative director of Bally anymore? I don't know, just suspicions. Allegedly, please nobody sue me. I'm not ready for that. Spanish designer label Paco Rabanne has decided to rebrand simply as Rabanne, as they seek to amalgamate all of their perfumes and cosmetics and fashion under one umbrella. What do I think of this? To be honest with you, I think Paco, if they really wanted to just, give us one word, I think Paco would have resonated a bit more than Rabanne. But I'm not the one that makes those decisions. There are also rumours of Gabriela Hearst leaving Chloé to focus on her own line, Gabriela Hearst. Nothing has been confirmed yet, but there's lots of reports that it is happening. MCM is having a little bit of a revamp. Okay, so they are debuting as part of the Milan Fashion Week calendar, and they are sort of like repositioning themselves as a bit more of a... They are a luxury brand, but they sort of sat in this mid to high luxury position for a while now, and I think that that's where they really thrive. They're wanting to still very much focus on like their heritage codes, but do it in maybe like a little bit more of a, I don't want to say low-key, maybe, okay? So they're going to be debuting a new monogram, which is a sort of like minimal version of their other monogram that we know very well, and I'm intrigued by it. I think that they could really thrive here. I know that they're putting a lot of focus on their leather goods, and I have a MCM leather weekender bag, right? And let me tell you, the quality is exceptional. The hardware is gold-plated. I'm excited to see this new chapter from them. Jacquemus showed their collection, Le Chouchou, at Versailles, but they sort of did it in a really cool way, in my opinion. He took over the lake. Is that a lake? Is it a large? It's a lake, I think. And all of these show attendees were in boats, boats of two, watching the models come down a 400-meter runway, something like that, something crazy. The collection itself is very ballet inspired. Look at the shoes. I mean, I sort of thought that we were like, oh, aren't we in the throes of ballet core now? So I thought maybe that was a bit late to the game. I don't know, just my thoughts. You can sort of see that, you know, Louis XIV, maybe Marie Antoinette inspo into this collection. Moving into new and noteworthy. On the topic of Jacquemus, Jacquemus and Nike have released their new collaboration sneaker together. They did this a year after they released the Humara last year, and they are doing the JF1. This is a play on the AF1, the Air Force One. They are doing them in white and black, and the key design differences here are the sole looks like oversized stitching, and there is a tiny little metal Nike swoosh on the side. I believe that they are currently available for purchase. Now, just before it seems that Gabriella Hearst is due to leave, possibly around the end of the year, Chloe is doing a collaboration with Atelier Jolie. In last month's video of this, I talked a bit more about what Atelier Jolie is. Angelina Jolie's new fashion venture that really is sort of focused on sustainability and women's empowerment. And this collaboration is no different. So most of the pieces will be using dead stock materials and using local artisans under fair trade. This will be a capsule collection, and from what I've seen, both women are very heavily involved in the design process of this. You can currently sign up on the Chloe website for more information. I've spoken about Amazon luxury stores on here, and I even did a review at the beginning of the year, possibly. Anyway, they are doing some exclusives, one of which is Rodarte has released a bridal collection that is only available to shop on Amazon luxury stores. I believe there are 8 gowns involved, prices ranging from $966 to $2,850, with sizes ranging from 0 US to a 16 US. This is, you know, I think it's interesting because we're seeing a lot of these designers that aren't bridal designers, you know, doing a little dip into bridal, as I think more sort of brides or to-be brides are turning towards white versions of designer dresses. Lanvin has created a little sort of sub-label called Lanvin Labs, in which each collection shall be designed in collaboration with a person. And the first person, the debut collection, is in collaboration with Future. Yes, Future, the rapper. This collection will include ready-to-wear and accessories for both men and women, and is due to launch at the end of 2023. This again is another move from luxury fashion in general. It's this move to sort of have their hands in all parts of, you know, like arts and music and sport. And, you know, I mean, we're seeing this with the appointment of Pharrell at Louis Vuitton. The CEO has not been shy in saying that that's the point of it, is to sort of, you know, have Louis Vuitton infiltrate these areas of culture and grow the brand that way. And it looks like Lanvin may be following suit. Moving into hot new luxury. Okay, so the first one, wicker bags are obviously, you know, like a fabulous little spring summer choice, okay? It reminds you of a picnic in the garden, a picnic in the park. You've got your little hummus dips and your cucumber sticks and crudités and sandwiches and whatnot, and you've got a lovely little wicker picnic basket. That is what it reminds us of. And we see, you know, we've seen the Kelly picnic basket in my Paris shopping vlog. I showed you Jacquemus, the Bambino version now is in wicker, and I thought, happy without a wicker bag. Yeah, they're nice. I can see that they're nice. Not for me. And then I saw that Dior now does the DJoy in wicker. And not only that, but I love the fact that the inside of the bag is an oblique pouch, right? A little drawstring pouch. I like that juxtaposition of the outside of the bag being very rigid, right? There's no movement in that bag whatsoever, okay? And then the inside is this like soft little, you know, pouch. I think it looks great. It really does. It's very cool. It's very summery. I very much like it. These pieces are hot. They sort of have been hot for a while, and then now they're doing more variations. The Loewe anagram trousers. So we saw this first come through by way of jeans. Great. I don't know why I like them. I just think they're done really well. I think the Loewe anagram is not that much of an obvious monogram compared to other brands. I think it works really well. They are also now doing this in a sort of gabardine-like very light trouser that I loved and I tried on in my Paris vlog. In case you haven't seen that, I'll link it below. And I wish that it suited my body type, and sadly one size was too small and the size up was far too big. So please let me live vicariously through one of you. But also they're doing this in a pink corduroy, which I think is sort of an odd one for the spring-summer corduroy. But again, it looks very nice. There you go, guys. Let me know what you thought of this month's news. I'm going to leave a link to another video over here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are. And in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.